Hi, welcome to the Dirty Cleats podcast. This is Brian Kreutz, and I'm with Tim Cost again today.
Hey guys,
So, Tim, what do you want to talk about today?
I think we know. We want to talk about who we are. We've talked about sports for about a couple months, and people are like, God, that one guy talks like weird and funny, and the other guy looks funny, and they're not sure what to get from us, but they want to know who we are. You know, you're like the Jason, I'm like the Travis, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead. You can start off with, let's learn a little bit about you. Let's start with you.
All right, well, I'll just sum it up. I don't want to keep rambling all day, but I love sports. I love my buddy Brian. And this is why we wanted to do this podcast. We've been friends since high school. And it goes back to the fact that I met Brian when his brother Matt, who's in his 30s now, was a little tyke. So I've known Brian for a long time. He's a wonderful person. I enjoy doing this with him. I have had trouble talking with my tongue a little bit. So if I talk funny, I'm learning to slow down and, enunciate. But I just want to tell you guys, whatever you want to ask us, throw out the suggestions. We're going to tell you what we like. We want to hear what you like. My favorite athlete of all time, living, would be, for me, is Ken Griffey Jr. I'm not a baseball guy, but I just loved him. I think he was awesome. I think he did a lot for the game of baseball. My favorite non-living athlete that inspires me is probably Roberto Clemente. But I think the best athlete of all time, in my opinion, was Jesse Owens. I just think I like track too. I ran track in high school. Brian and I both went to Newport Catholic, and Jesse Owens is just an inspiring man. I think that sports and your friends and your passions can bring you together. And last thing I want to say, in 2021, Newport Catholic had a tournament for the college basketball teams, and I won that thing. Put that on camera. I won that thing. Okay, you go ahead, Brian.
Okay, yeah, me and Tim's been friends for about a little over 30 years now. We started hanging out in like our sophomore year.
Yeah.
We've been friends forever. We've been talking about sports and who our favorite athletes are, and back in high school, who the cute girls were and all that stuff. And we've been friends for a very long time. I'm married. I'm on my second marriage. My first wife passed away. We were together 21 years. And now, in 2 months, I'll be married for 3 years to my second wife, Amanda.
Great person, Amanda is.
Yes, she is. She's actually
I didn't even notice that I had a wife. That's how bad I am.
Man, you're always in the doghouse, dude.
Man. Welcome to the doghouse.
But yeah, I mean, I have 2 kids. I have two bonus kids. One's be 21 soon, actually this weekend, and the other one is 12. First time I've ever had kids. But sports, I've always loved sports. Growing up, my dad was always into the NBA and basketball, so as a kid in grade school and stuff, I'd always play basketball and was a huge baseball fan back in the day. Played a lot of knot-hole. But my favorite team right now, and it's been for a long time, is the Philadelphia Eagles. I've liked them since the days of Randall Cunningham and Reggie White. And I think I've been a fan of theirs since '92. Me and Tim talk a lot about football because it's probably one of our favorite sports that we both enjoy together. We play in a fantasy league together. We've been playing in this fantasy league for about 4 or 5 years now.
I think so. Sounds right.
Yeah. I think I got a group of good guys in this league. It's kind of takes over our winter time and during the fall. But yeah, the other things I like outside of sports is I love music. My favorite bands are Foo Fighters, Aerosmith. I love Green Day. I like a lot of classic rock. Other interests outside of that, I read comic books. I collect sports cards.
I forgot one thing.
What's that?
I forgot I'm an animal guy.
Okay.
I actually work at the aquarium in Newport Aquarium, and I help with the penguins. I get disability because I had a stroke when I was younger, and I still get disability. I've thought about working full time, but it's kind of rough, mentally and physically. But I also have a therapy cat that I took to St. Elizabeth's Hospital today, and I wore my eagle hat to the hospital for you. I sent you a picture on your text.
I saw it. I saw it.
And the one thing I have to add, the love of my life, it might be my wife, but she's probably actually second, because the love of my life was given to me by Brian. About this big, Brian's dog, Smokey, and his ex-wife, not ex-wife, how do you say it? Your old wife, Teresa, had her dog, Maddie, and they had little puppies. They had 4 of them. And I got first pick. She's a Peyton Manning of dogs. Her name is Annie. And I got her from Brian. Love of my life.
Yeah, I hope your wife doesn't watch this.
Well, she knows. She knows.
She knows?
She knows.
Does the dog sleep in the bed with you? Because I guarantee your wife
Dog sleeps in the bed with her, actually. Dog sleeps with
really?
her. Because of my sleep apnea, I sleep in my own room. This is my room right here.
I have that also. I understand. So I get it. So, but yeah, we just kind of wanted to talk about, things that we enjoy and that we're really into. I'm really into my family.
We need some comments from people that watch the podcast, though. I want to see something going down the line, like, I like Brian because of blah, blah, I remember this, or like Dana Sims Overman. We'll say, I like Daryl Strawberry and Eric Davis. I don't see any comments.
Well, I mean, this is where we record off the Riverside, but once we download it onto YouTube, they can put the comments there. They have to really watch the podcast and then add some comments. So,
and that's on me, because I'm talking better now. But for the longest time, I talked. I mean, you can see my teeth are so swollen, but I was garbled and talking too fast and interrupting you. And a good friend of mine, Pat Drummond, told me, just calm down.
Yeah.
Good old Pat.
Oh yeah. So. But I mean, what other interests do you have, Tim? I mean, I've kind of gone through some of the stuff I like. I mean,
there's one thing I want to do since you asked that question, and I'm trying to find out where I can do it at. I lived in Colorado for 4 years when I moved to be with my wife, and we lived there from 2007 to 2011. She lived there in New Mexico before that for a little while, but I had a lot of Hispanic friends from out there, and I want to learn Spanish and become bilingual.
Okay.
I want to be able to be on the podcast, and somebody watches that podcast, so I speak Spanish, and I can talk in Spanish, and
Well, I'll be confused.
At work, like when they ask me a question, someone who from that type of culture says, "I want to know how to get to the Penguins," and they talk in Spanish. I want to learn how to tell them how to go, where to walk to, or help the person.
Gotcha.
I think I could do it. We did it in high school. I mean, I'm sure I could remember most of it. I just, and living out in Colorado, I got more of it. Like, what is it? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. I think that's 1 through 10.
I think you're right.
I remember a lot of it. There's somebody applauding me? Where's that coming from? Is that you doing that?
That's our sound effects that we have.
Oh my God.
That was an accomplishment. I can't even remember. I have never taken Spanish class, so
you didn't
or any
take
other foreign language.
Well, you were doing vacation school with Dave Ziegler, where you guys would stop there drinking beer and talking to the ladies.
I didn't drink back then.
No,
so, I barely drink now.
Dave drank the beer. You talked to the ladies.
I was very shy with the ladies, let's be honest.
There you weren't.
Remember when we used to go up to Eastgate on the weekends and drive up and thought we were the hot shit? Remember that?
I remember, no disrespect to Chris Henry or any Bengals fans. Fred Espen tried to jump into the back of the truck the one time, and he almost pulled Chris Henry on our ass. Fred almost fell on the truck.
Whose truck did we have? Was that Tony's truck?
I don't remember if it was whose it was. Tony's could have been. I don't know, but I remember it happened.
Yeah, because with Dave, he had the Monte Carlo. Remember that?
Yeah, every day we had the Monte Carlo.
Yeah, Monte Carlo was pretty sweet.
Yeah, one time with Dave, I went to Indianapolis, and we just drove up there trying to find it. And we finally got there. We were at McDonald's, and the lady goes, "Yeah, you're in Indianapolis now." And we're like, "Okay, we're going home." Got a quarter pounder and left.
You got a quarter pounder in Indianapolis.
I want to go back up there and watch the football game. You got to do that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It was pretty cool. We got to see the Eagles play the Colts. I got to see an Eagles fan. I got to see an Eagles fan get arrested too. That was interesting.
I want to go to that game up there one time.
Well,
the schedule comes out next week, doesn't it? Is that correct?
Yeah, it comes out next Wednesday or this coming Wednesday now. Yes,
and we'll have another podcast for you next week to see what you guys think of the games. Don't forget to chime in and tell us who you want to watch or where you're going to go.
I think we're going to try to do that from maybe like a BW3s or
that'd be a good idea.
Or a Wings and Rings or something like that. So
I already have friends that are planning on going to some of the games that they have.
Well, I want to go see the Eagles play the Bengals. The Eagles are coming to town to play the Bengals.
My friend Kirsten's going to that game with her family. They're coming down from Philadelphia to watch the Eagles game.
Yeah, we're talking about doing that maybe. So that'd be great.
I like the fact that I looked on the schedule yesterday and they actually put out who they're playing for like 3 years. So in 2027, they already know they're playing the Chargers. And I'm like, that's pretty cool, you know?
Well, yeah, you just don't know what day or anything like that. So
until next week.
Yeah. Well, for this year at least, yeah.
Right, for this year. I'm pretty sure they play Denver this year. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, I believe so. I think Denver comes here. Yeah. That'd be a good.
I don't know. I don't think I want to go to that. I looked at their schedule for home games, and Philadelphia would be great, but it's going to be expensive too. I really want, if I can find one that'll be a little cheaper that I would like to see, I want to see Vegas because I want to see Michael Mayer.
I don't know if he's going to get to play as much this year. They drafted that Brock Bowers.
And you got to remember a 2 tight end set, man. They could put him in there, the two of them in there, and Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers. They're going to get a quarterback. And if they don't get the quarterback this season, like through a trade or whatever, I mean, they could lure Justin Fields away from Pittsburgh. They could if they really wanted to, probably. Or they wait till next year and draft a good quarterback with the team they have. They're going to be unreal, dude.
I don't think the quarterback class for next year is as good as this year, so that's the problem.
Who's supposed to be the number one guy next year? About Ewers from Texas, or who is it?
I think so. I'm not exactly sure. I just heard that the quarterback class isn't as good as it has been this year.
Well, I've also heard that Ewers is going to get the job, and what's his name? Arch Manning probably might transfer into portal. He might not stay in Texas.
Yeah, I heard something about, I'm trying to think, like even Ohio State, maybe he could go there.
That would be crazy.
It would be crazy.
Could you imagine him in Ohio State? They won the title.
They should, if he's as good as they say he is, you know what I mean?
It was a Manning. I mean, he can't be that bad.
Yeah, you never know, so.
I mean, on the Tom Brady roast, if you know what I'm talking about, where they roasted Brady last week at that banquet thing, Peyton Manning said something to the extent, well, I was going to roast Tom Brady here, right? But I left that to my brother Eli twice.
Yeah, because he beat him twice in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I tried to watch it. It was 3 hours long. I tried watching it on Netflix, and actually I got through the whole thing, but I fell asleep twice. It was too long.
I just think some of the little puns they were going a little too far, especially the one I sent to you about Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, they really kind of got
That's a little too much, man.
Well, yeah, then you had, I think it was Jeff Ross, who was the main roast guy or whatever, come out in an OJ jersey or something like that. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. But
I thought it was entertaining. There were some parts of it that were like really cringeworthy, but it was pretty entertaining though.
Okay, so I got a question for you. What's your favorite sporting event, no matter who played, or place that you've ever gone to watch a sporting event for any team, two teams, in any sport? Like, is it when you went to Indy to watch Philadelphia, or is it when, like me and you, went to Baltimore? What's something that you liked or remember a lot?
Well, I thought Indianapolis was really cool. I liked their stadium. It's indoors. It looks like a factory.
I went to
on
the old one.
outside.
I've never been to the new one.
But I have to say, I mean, I really did like Baltimore. I liked the whole town of Baltimore. I thought it was really cool.
Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Nice.
and we got to see where Ken Griffey Jr. hit that home run ball, home run derby on the warehouse. That was pretty cool. But like, the whole what was it where they had all the ships and everything like that.
The harbor,
the dock, the harbor. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. That was really cool. I think Baltimore was pretty cool. I don't know. Salt Lake City has a different vibe
I wish I
too.
could go there. That would be cool.
Yeah, we went back. Me and Dad and my brother Matt went back there in the day when they had Carbone and Stockton and all those guys, and it's a different vibe. I mean, at the time, it still is kind of that way. That's really the only sport in town. I mean, I know they're getting hockey coming up, but like,
yeah, what are they going to be called? Did they say it yet or no?
I haven't seen anything. I heard something about the Yetis or something
I've
like
heard
that.
that too. I think that's so cool. Like the Salt Lake City, Utah Yetis. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would definitely get a jersey if it had the Yeti on it. They'd be sweet.
I think so too. Make a lot of money, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure about it. So, but yeah,
I
those
think
are probably.
If there was one place in sports I would like to go, I mean, excluding like All-Star games and Super Bowl and all that kind of stuff, or because if I had to pick between a Game 7 in the NBA or the World Series or the Super Bowl, for me personally, I would pick Game 7 NBA because I just want to see that. I think you might be a little different on that.
I don't know. That would be a cool thing to see.
Which one would you pick out of those three? Game 7, World Series, NBA, or Super Bowl?
It depends. It depends on the teams. It depends on the air. I mean,
yeah.
If I was to pick to go see Game 7 of the NBA, I'd probably be during the Jordan years.
No. I mean, like right now.
Right now.
No matter who plays.
I don't know. There's something about the Super Bowl that it's a one and done type thing. Yeah. And people are hyped up, and people are either excited about the halftime act.
What about like a game in a season of a sport that you could go to that you would like to see, like a location, like to go to Philadelphia and watch a Monday Night Football game? What would you pick?
I'd probably pick Philadelphia. I'd love to go
where
see
I would
Eagles
pick, and it's going to bother you when I've never told you this.
What's that?
Because I don't like to get up early if I don't have to, because I get up early every day for work when I'm working, because they have me come in at 8 o'clock. So if I had to pick, and it's football, and I know I have like a 4 or 5 day weekend or a whole week off, I'm picking Thanksgiving Day in Dallas, beating up on the Eagles. That's what I want. Philadelphia, Dallas, Thanksgiving, turkey in my mouth, middle of the day, couple hour back, third hour behind us. So it's like 3 o'clock. I'm eating my turkey, watching the Eagles get pounded, and just sending you pictures all day long. How about them Cowboys?
I don't think they'll be doing that this year, but okay. But I don't know. I don't think I would like to go to the Thanksgiving Day games.
Why?
I'd rather be with my family watching the game.
Well, I mean, if it's 1 year of your life, it wouldn't. How could that really bother you?
You just never know, man. Like, I would
just
rather
go to the game and then you fly home on Thanksgiving on Good Friday.
But then you got to inconvenience everybody else.
Friday. I mean Black Friday. It's always good if it's cheaper sales,
But you got to. But yeah,
it's kind of weird though. They could call that Good Friday and call Good Friday Black Friday. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's all the same thing.
But yeah, I don't know. Like Thanksgiving Day, no, I don't think I would like to do that. No, they got a day after. They got a day after Thanksgiving game on now.
So you'd rather go to the Black Friday game?
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess I can see that. I'd rather go on Thanksgiving, honestly.
It's too much to travel.
Brings back memories for me when Barry Sanders played, though, in the Lions game on Thanksgiving. And I'd wake up, and when we first met, you didn't know this about me, but in high school, I would literally get up turn my TV on my room on, and around 11, watch a little pregame. Barry would come on. They'd be playing. I watch the Lions game. And the Cowboys would come on. We'd go to our families. And all I would do is watch football and eat turkey all day long. It was like I was in heaven on earth on Thanksgiving,
I would do the same thing. Well, did you watch? But I always watched the Thanksgiving Day parade too in the morning, though.
I slept in for that.
Really?
Yeah, I saw some of it, not the whole thing, though.
Gotcha.
You talking about the New York City Macy's Day Parade?
Yeah.
Yeah, but have you been to New York at all?
No, I don't want to.
You need to go. You need to go. If you're an American citizen, you need to spend at least a couple days in New York City. You will never regret it.
I heard it's.
It's a lot better than it used to be. You'll see the 9/11 memorial. For that, and that's priceless, dude. There's people put their lives on the line for our country.
Gotcha. Did you get to see the Statue of Liberty when you went?
I did. I've seen 4 of the top 5 biggest cities in the country. I've seen New York, LA, Chicago. I haven't seen Houston, but I have seen Phoenix. And I want to go to Houston to knock off the top 5. I've seen 4 of the 5.
I've been to Vegas. I've been to Anaheim. Right outside of LA. We didn't go to LA.
You and me, we've probably been everywhere.
You've probably been to a lot more places than me.
No, between you and me, I'm saying, we've probably been almost everywhere.
Probably.
I've never been to Vegas.
I went there a couple of years ago, actually.
Yeah.
And I went to Reno. So it was fun.
I've been to, obviously, Colorado and New Mexico. And you've been to Utah.
Mm-hmm.
I never got to Utah. So
I've
between you and me, we've probably been to a lot of places.
I think so.
You want to hear something funny that'll crack you up about wrestling? Freddie saw Chris Jericho in the mall in Florida one time in Clearwater.
Huh.
He says Jericho wouldn't talk to him. I'm like, I wonder why.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he saw him in the mall.
Very interesting. That's very interesting. Wow.
And then one of the guys, the last pick, that Matt Lee for the Bengals, is actually from Freddie's town.
Gotcha. Well, we got an audience here that watches later or whatever, but who's maybe they don't know who Fred is. I know who Fred is. You know who Fred is. Explain to everybody who Fred is.
Fred Aspenside is my buddy, and I don't have a best friend. I thought one time it was Sam or Aaron Gawley, which is a kid that went to school with me. I ended up going to a different high school. But I have 2 best friends, best friend and Brian, and I don't pick. If you have a problem with that, I don't care. That's how it ends.
I got
you and Fred, it's weird because Fred's middle name is Brian.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I could have a son and name him Fred Brian. He'd be named after him, but your name would be in there too.
That's interesting.
Your middle name is what now?
James.
That's actually his son's middle name, Frederick James.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
That's kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of weird. My middle name is Martin, so I've been on a TV show. That's why. That's
my dad's name. So
Martin Butch Kreutz. Even though it's not really Butch, it's something else, right?
No, it's Butch.
Is his middle name really Butch?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was his nickname.
Well, yeah, because so my dad's the 3rd Martin. So my grandfather his dad is a Martin. His middle name is Bruce.
Mm-hmm. And Kevin's a Martin too, isn't he?
His middle name, yes.
Yeah, Kevin Martin. Is Ethan a Martin too?
Yeah, his middle name is that also.
Same as mine then.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was after my grandpa. My grandpa was Stanley Martin.
Gotcha.
My grandpa's my middle name was Martin, but his name was Stanley Martin Wilson. And when the Bengals lost the Super Bowl, my grandpa got death threats on the phone back in the day. Stanley Martin.
I got you, Stanley Wilson. I got you.
My grandpa was like, first off, I'm an old man, and second off, I'm white. I'm not black. Leave me alone.
Oh, well, I can see that. Yeah.
I just had to say it, man. I just had to say it.
That's okay.
But Brian and I have, gone places like Baltimore. We watched the Orioles play. We saw Cal Ripken Jr. We've obviously seen Cal Ripken Jr. play at separate times, I'm sure. If there was a place I could go to in baseball, though, that I've never got to go to, I've been to 12 parks and seen 11 games. The only one I didn't see a game in was Boston because Aaron, my wife, and I went on the tour because we were in New York a couple days before that and watched a game there. So I'd like to go back to Boston to watch a game. And the 3 parks that kind of elude me that I wanted to go to would be Seattle, no particular order, Seattle, Miami, and but probably the most San Francisco because that Oracle Park looks like an awesome place to go. I'd love to go there.
Oh, that would be really cool. I don't know, like baseball wise, yeah, I'd probably go to Seattle. Trying to think where else I would probably like to go.
You probably have to say San Fran, man. That park is amazing.
Yeah, that place is cool. San Diego's park was pretty nice.
I'd like to see. I didn't get to see that either.
Yeah, that would be cool. I've been there, but didn't get to go to the game.
I went to L.A. for the parks. Dodgers Park, or what's it called? Cedar Ravine.
Oh, yeah.
That place is a dump. That place is, I don't care what it says at all. It's a dump. It says a nice park. I don't know who's saying that. It's not nice.
I think it's more history than it is anything.
Yeah, because it's like a dump.
just like Wrigley Field.
Old and dumpy. Yeah. Wrigley's dumpy, too.
I really liked Wrigley Field, man. I thought it was cool. I liked the whole how they have all the restaurants and bars and everything right before you go in. I thought it was a cool setup.
When they ranked the top teams from 30 to 1, do you know what ballpark's number 1 at all?
I would say Yankee Stadium. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Pittsburgh. Yeah, I heard it's a nice place.
It's number 1.
Really? I didn't know that.
I've been there before.
Huh. That's interesting. I think the worst place I've ever seen a game was probably Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay.
That's pretty bad.
That place is a dumpster, man.
I believe the Reds were like number 9 overall. Great American.
Really? That's a nice ballpark.
They were in the top 10.
Well, they got their Hall of Fame connected to it, too, which is really nice. Mm-hmm. I've been there, too. That's pretty cool. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd probably love to go see the Red Sox game. I'd like to go see the Green Monster.
Yeah, I think we should go. Maybe we should all go together.
Heck, maybe
Philadelphia. Maybe we'll go to Philadelphia and watch the game.
Maybe. Or even I would love to go to Iowa and see the Field of Dreams.
Jeff Kesson saw that. Our buddy Jeff saw that. Field of Dreams.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
He's gone. I think he's gone twice because he has season tickets to the Reds, so he thinks he has some of the games. Because luckily for me, in April and May, I'm off work during the day on certain days, and his buddy who has season tickets with him is a teacher, so he's not out of school yet. So Tim, you want to go to the game? Oh yeah, how much are you? Oh, you don't let me nothing. Okay, I'm on my way. I'm taking Easton on May 26th to see the Dodgers. He loves the Dodgers. So I think I got to go to that too. Is that a Saturday or a Sunday?
I think we're going to the Sunday one. They give out the ball. They're giving out the baseball cards that sets that day. So
I need to get a ticket to those games. At least I just want to see once I get Ohtani, I marked up my list because I've seen Trout in New York. Yeah. They played the Yankees, and I've seen Harper, and he homered when Jeff took the other game, and now I got to see Ohtani, and I'm okay with baseball.
His favorite player is actually Mookie Betts. That's who he wants to see play.
Well, I like him too. Good player.
Yeah. That's one of his favorites. I mean, he wants to see.
What is the one thing from any sport game that you've ever gone to that you remember the most, like the highlight?
Highlight? Oh man,
mine's like clear above. I can't forget mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I went to Pittsburgh on my own when I collect hats from the NFL. This was a Pirates hat. But I collect all the hats. The Pittsburgh Steelers was the last one I wanted to get purposely. So I went to Pittsburgh, flew up there, and got my hat, went and got a ticket to the game. I was on Heinz Field's first game because it was the week after 9/11. And I went to 9/16. I went to the game, and it was the same game that Jerome Bettis went over 10,000 yards, and I saw it. I've never been somewhere anywhere where there was so much noise in my life, ever. I mean, the place erupted.
Wow. I think the play that I remember the most was the play when I went to go see the Colts. Me and Amanda and Amelia went to go see the Colts and Eagles play. Jalen Hurts had a long run for a rushing touchdown that won the game, actually.
How many yards was it?
Honestly, I don't remember. I just remember being really excited when he was
30 yards or what? 20?
I think it might have been 20. I don't remember exactly.
You're telling me that Kelsey got back there and pushed him on the butt for 20 yards?
No. This is just him running by himself.
It's a joke. Is there a joke there, Brian? I thought that was only a 1 yard play. I thought it was a 1 yard play. They must have extended it a little bit there.
A little bit. So, but yeah, that was probably one of my most favorite plays that I've ever seen in a game.
I see the eagle on your chest right there.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, isn't it? I just got that a couple weeks ago.
You like it? Look at this one. I'm just a big freaking ray of sunshine.
That you are. That you are. So, yeah, we kind of talked about ourselves a lot, which is cool. Hopefully people dig that.
Can I say one more thing before we cut off?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have a possible potential guest coming on soon. He's a former Major League Baseball player for the Toronto Blue Jays who's a pitcher. He's a detective at the Newport Police Department, and one of his fellow police department guys actually just got killed this week, so it's going to postpone it a little bit of when he comes on. I'm sure he's grieving, and Marty was the guy that worked at our work. He was a police officer, and Scott is the one I'm referring to, Scott Wiggins. They're both police officers for Newport. And Brian and I know Scott personally. I went to grade school.
Went to
high school with him. But his friend Marty had got killed. And so it's going to take a little while to get him on here. But we're going to have him on here to talk. So we're going to have a guest on here. And you're going to be like, wow, there's guests now? Can I be a guest? Yeah. Everybody can't be a guest, but unless
you never know.
Me and Brian just go live and become getting paid for this.
You never know.
You never know.
Never know. But yeah, so I mean, we're going to kind of wrap this up. We're almost 32 minutes in, so
yeah, let's wrap it up.
But let's wrap it up. So next week we're going to aim to have a NFL schedule release podcast the day after, Wednesday, May 15th. So we'll probably have something on the 16th. We're going to try to go to Wings and Rings, possibly, and do our podcast from there. So we'll be together on the podcast instead of separate locations. Pretty excited about the NFL release, the schedule release, though. So I'm looking forward to that.
Do you guys like it better when we're separate or together? I kind of like it better separately because I don't have to be that close to Brian because,
I just kind of like it. I could have at my place, my own house, and just kind of chilling. So
I just like doing this with Brian because he is a good dude.
Well, so are you, Tim. So are you.
Well, I already know. I just have to tell you that you are.
Okay.
You got to get the work, dude. It's almost 4:00.
Yeah, I know. But till then. This is the Dirty Cleats podcast. This is Brian Kreutz and Tim Cost again. And we will see you next week. Have a good day.
See you later.